So we start in the middle for 2 and we will go up our first letter to 1. You can put this now in all of this region. Hey guys, I'm the Witchling and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about another method how you can create your own sigils. This is a method I like to use because today we will look at how we can use numbers to create sigils, because numbers hold specific magical powers and correspondence. There are lots of different ways how to use numbers to create sigils, but I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So here's the easiest and most intuitive method I have used to use numbers to create sigils. The correspondences and associations numbers have ways to interpret these numbers in the description below. But just so you know, it depends where you get the information from, because in different cultures, different meanings have been assigned to those numbers. If one of those speaks to you, go for it. And let's get to it. So this method is called the number wheel. I should have said that in the beginning. And for this one I want to use a sigil I created before, my sigil for wisdom, because it's a really fun process to show you. So before drawing anything like our number wheel, you need to start with your word. Wisdom. So why this is because you want to choose a number that resonates with the energy you want to go for before you do anything else. And this is important because this determines how your number wheel will look like. Of course, you don't need to do this if you don't work with numbers in your craft, but if you do, this is a perfect method to shine. So now for me, wisdom resonates with the number 7, because the number 7 for me is very powerful and it screams wisdom to me. I heard from other people that for them it's the number 8, for others again it's the number 9. For me it's 7. So I will go ahead and do the same thing we did before for our planetary grid, and now I'm not using 9 obviously, I will use 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Now of course you could start with the A here, but I'm not going to do this because I want to focus on the 7. So I will start with my A at 7. Of course, you can also start with V. Whoops, my German is showing. With the W, but I'm not going to do this. I want the starting point to start with the number of wisdom, to have a powerful, start off, you could say. Okay, now again we will go ahead and turn our letters into numbers. So it starts with a 1, then we have 1 again, and we have the 4, 3, 7, and 5. Okay, perfect. Now we can go ahead and create our number wheel. I will use a CD for that, so I will just trace a circle real quick. Ta-da! Now you want to put the numbers equally spaced around the wheel. Don't worry, this takes some practice and a few attempts to get right, but again, the more you do it, the better you get. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's use green again, and now you're gonna go ahead and transfer your numbers onto your wheel. So we start with the 1, move it here, 1, 1, now down to the 4, up to the 3, so now we have the 7 up here. Oops. And down to the 5. So there you have it. If we transfer this back now, we would, ta-da, So now comes the fun part of moving symbols around, trying to make this more personal. For me, wisdom always flows. So I had an example, because I did this before. I had an example where I put lines here. I absolutely hated it because wisdom flows for me. It doesn't stop anywhere. It flows from inside to the outside in a never-ending cycle. That's why I put arrows on both of the sides. So I will just grab my sketchbook to show you the process I went through. So this one started as a normal sketchbook, but as you can see, but then for some reason it just morphed into my sigil creation book. Lots of sigils. You don't need to use a sketchbook, as I said, you just need a pen and a paper. That just kind of happened. So, I hope you can see this. Here I really hated this, so I crossed it out. So I tried lots of different methods with arrows, tiny symbols, tried around to find one I liked, and ended up with this one. I added this symbol, which is my symbol for the circle of life. And then the sigil was complete for me. So what I want to show with this is to also get creative, to combine different sigils and symbols you created yourself, or maybe that already exist, to make your sigil more powerful, to make the message your sigil has more strong, as strong and individual as it can be. Let's go for a bit more complicated one. Empowerment again. Oh, nice. Okay, empowerment. Now we're going ahead transfer this again. It's a bit more complicated, but again, you will get better with time. So we have 4, 5, 1, 7, 1, 4. Okay, we do the same thing again. We will start with the 4 down here. And then we will move along to connect all our numbers. Okay, now we transfer this again from our wheel onto the paper. Go as slow as you need to, because this is a bit busy. So we have 4. You don't need to be exactly perfectly tracing it. The important thing is to get the basic idea. Okay, absolutely busy, absolutely sharp. I know I did this sigil before. As you can see, very different. Not as busy as this one. So you can see how different these sigils can be if you use this number wheel, which I personally very much enjoy. I wouldn't use any of these sigils except for this one, because I didn't put my energy and intent into it while creating it. That's why I think they turn out so different. So the last one, maybe not the last one, but another one we used all the time now is joy. I'm running a bit out of space, but I hope it's not too busy yet. So let's do joy again. Orange. So we need to turn our letters into numbers again. That would be 2, 7, 3. So let's start. 2, 7. Again, very simple. Of course, I wouldn't use the number 7 for joy because it just really doesn't fit for me. But for the sake of explaining this method, I think it's very clear and how easy this process is. Now I want to take some time to show you a way to be creative with it. So here we have a normal jar. So now I want to talk about something I really like to do, which is getting creative with the use of my numbers. For example, if we take now the word love, and I would need to think about which number to use for this. I would take the number 2 because for me it's not only duality but also harmony and balance, because if you have two pairs of things, it's just a good vibe. So I would just go ahead and do our alphabet for just 2 numbers. So now again I will change these letters into numbers. So we have 1. And now you could say, okay, you have just 2 numbers. Do you want to go like in a zigzag? But no. Think about it as a pie. If you have 2 slices of pie, all of this slice would be 1 and all of this slice would be 2. And you see it's not the middle. You could use the middle for more balance, but I personally like the 2 a lot, so I gave it a bit more space in this pie chart, if you could say. And now, okay, let's use purple. Now more of your intuition is asked, because you can use all of this space for the 1s and all of this space for the 2s. So we start at the middle for 2 and we will go up our first letter to 1. You can put this now in all of this region. Now back to 2 and then back to 1. So there you have it. This could be your symbol for love. Just to show you that you can absolutely get creative with using all the numbers. So yeah, I hope this helps you to know that you can experiment in your sigil crafting. So I hope you liked this video and found either a new way to create sigils or a different perspective regarding being a bit creative. And I hope you will join me next week when I go over magical squares, which is a method I also very much love, because magical squares are mind-blowing and absolutely satisfying. So hope to see you soon. Bye!